Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Vijay and we are learning Python with our Python Mastery series. So, in the past video, we saw how we can define a function and how we can call a function. So, we can use functions at various places. Like, let's say the example that we saw was a welcome message that we do not have to again and again write a welcome message, and just by writing once and calling it multiple times can help us to sort our problem. But there is one limitation. Let's say that we are printing a message with name, and we define it once, welcome Rahul. So when the next customer comes, how we can say, let's say the next customer is Neha, we cannot print the message welcome Rahul to Neha. We need some dynamic element in our function that can allow that whatever the user is, according to that it will take some parameter and argument, and that accordingly it will process and do the whatever is needed, and in a dynamic way it can help the user experience. Okay, so that we will be seeing today. Definitely this will be something that we will be having a variable in the function call itself, and while we are defining the function, all of that things will be covered theory wise as well as practical implementation in our code cafe theme itself. Okay, so let's quickly jump to the blackboard, and now we have function. Let's say we are defining the same example. We are defining a welcome function. Okay, welcome function, and then we are keeping a provision where at the time of calling the function you need to pass some name. Okay, that we are keeping a provision. So let's say here there is, or oops, I am deleting this, and let's say this function is called by Vijay. Okay, so while calling I will provide a name as Vijay at the time of calling this function. Okay, so in this one the parameter is name, and let me write in the left separate line, argument is Vijay. Okay, so it will output what it will output like, this will output like a welcome Vijay. Okay, let me make it a little side. Okay, okay, so this is the time of calling. If we provide Vijay, it will output like welcome Vijay. If we provide Neha, it will output like welcome Neha. In that way it will work. And whatever the parameter is, that is name is the parameter that we have in the function itself. Like function variable we will have that, and argument is nothing but whatever we are passing when calling the function. So in simple words, if I have to say, this is variable in function. Let me pull it a little bit here in the center. Function definition. Okay, and what is actual value passed while calling the function. Okay, so these are the two important things. If you remember these two things, the parameter, what is parameter and what is argument, most of your things will be sorted out. Okay, so let's start with our implementation side. We will go in the code. Okay. Okay, so we are in our VS code. We will again write a welcome function, but this time with a parameter. Okay, so here we will say name, and print f string welcome, whatever the name was provided as a value. And while calling the welcome also, we need to provide the name. Okay. So whatever we studied in theory, same we are able to implement. Simple. Here in the bracket parenthesis, we will have the parameter. And here, while calling the function, we will have the actual argument. Okay. And this we can do multiple also. Now, let's say we are defining, let me write it from the scratch actually. Define what we can say bill, we can pass a item and then its price. That will be a suitable example. So we can print item, we can print its price. Okay. This is to show you that we can pass multiple values also. So mm, bill, let's say pizza, we will have uh, 300 rupees pizza. Okay. So here you can see pizza 300. So in that way we can pass multiple values also. And what is the benefit? Like in the beginning I told you that we are printing a message that is dynamic. So let me show you an example. Let's say I type a simple greeting function with f string hello and name. Okay. Now if I call it with name Vijay, it should print hello Vijay. If I call it with name Raj, it should print hello Raj. If I call it with name Saloni, it should print hello Saloni. Okay. So here you can see the dynamic thing that we talked about. It provides in this way. Okay. Then we have a function regarding the menu. Okay. So we can have menu item simple and print and whatever the item that is there. Okay. And we need to have a f string to print that item. And now if I call it with menu, let's say dosa. And then if I call it with menu, let's say coffee. So here you can see today's special dosa, today's special coffee. So structure is same according to the value we get an dynamic power. Okay. So what else we can do? Hmm, we can also have a bill function that we can try to create before we move to our mini project. Define bill. Let's say I am passing the customer name and its bill amount. Okay. So simple. Print f string the rather than the we can write customer as a bill of rupees and we can print the amount. Okay. And then we can call the bill Vijay and 300. Okay. Here you can see. And now if the same function I use it for, let's say Neha with a bill amount of 800. So you can see. So this is, I guess, a good practice. Now we can move to a mini project. So mini project for this video, will be smart billing system that we can create. Food cafe and smart billing system. Okay, what we will do, we will take customer details, we will accept the order details, then we will calculate the bill, and finally we will display a bill. Everything will be personalized because we are now passing the arguments in with the function call, so that we will have that personalized factor now available with us. Okay, so let's start with defining the welcome message. Now we can have a personalized message. Previously we used to have that boring welcome to code cafe message only. Now we can welcome the customer with their name itself, welcome, and we can have the name of the customer. Okay, the first function we have defined to the code cafe, actually we can write code cafe, we will have that. Okay, now we can write a generate bill also. Okay, so we will have customer name. Okay, and then what else? Item, then the quantity, and then what else can be there? mm, Item, quantity, and price, because we need to multiply the quantity into price. Okay, so last time we left this just by printing a message that thank you bill is generated, something like that, because we haven't learned the concept of arguments and parameters, all of that. Now in this we can have this functionality implemented. Total is equal to, we will have item, no item, no, we will have quantity into price. Okay, now what else we can do? We will print with customer name, print whatever the item they have. We will print basically one by one all the parameters that are available with us while the function is called. So we'll have item, then we will have print, we will have quantity, we will have price also. Okay, I guess we have printed all the things, and finally we need to print a total also. Print f slash n total bill will be total that we have calculated. Okay, so this will be a personalized bill for the customer, the function for that thing. Okay, now what else we can do? Mm, okay, now we can start having the inputs and providing that inputs value to the generate bill function. Okay, so we will take the name of the customer as an input, customer input, mm, and the customer name. Okay, then item input, enter item name. Okay, then we will have quantity input, enter quantity. Okay, now What else is remaining? Price. Okay. Price equal to input, enter price. Okay. And the typecasting is required here, integer for the quantity and float for the price. Okay. I guess we have seen all of these things, typecasting and everything in the initial videos. Now we will call the function with the customer. Okay. Welcome is done. Then what we will do? We will simply call generate bill with argument customer. Okay. And then we will have item. The third argument is quantity. Fourth argument is price. Okay. Okay. I guess this is done. And finally, we can print the thank you for the visit message. Although we can create the function for this one, but as this is not anything that is dynamic for all the customers, we have to print this just one line and it will be once only throughout the program. So we can skip that part to create a function. So now if I run this, okay, it is asking me for my name, Vijay, item, I will have samosa, quantity, I will have 3, price is let's say 100 rupees. So here you can see a customized bill is printed for me where my name is printed, welcome message is my name, then we have item, quantity, price, total bill, thank you message. And if I run it now again for another customer Raj, item name dosa, quantity 5, price let's say 350. So here you can see it is now customized for Raj. So in a way, we have now the dynamic element added to our bucket with the help of this parameter and argument knowledge of the functions. Okay. So till now we have seen how we can call the functions, how we can define a function, how we can provide an argument, parameters, all of that concepts in a function. Okay. Now let's say one thing we already have seen. Let me change it to the camera. Okay, so one thing we already have seen the written part, but not in detail. We just covered like we can see a bird eye view of that one. So that return is very helpful whenever we want to return a calculation or anything from the function itself. We want to return a value, and that value user can store in some variable and utilize it later. So that portion we will be covering in the upcoming videos. I hope you are liking this series. So please like, share, and subscribe if you are finding this helpful. I will see you in the next video. Till then, happy coding.